Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT. I'm currently on my Paladin, just queuing for some battlegrounds, looking for some EXP, having some fun on leveling. I guess I haven't opened up any world quest or any quests out here at all. Just pretty much queuing through dungeons and things. But today, I wanted to talk about a topic that's pretty interesting that has been coming up a lot for me anyway because as a YouTube, even though I'm a smaller, like super smaller YouTube, right? The videos don't get views anymore. I haven't been uploading a lot of views. I still have people coming to me asking me what they should be doing, or should this happen to Demon Hunter? Should that happen to Demon Hunter? So I wanted to answer one of the most asked question that I've got, like in the last maybe 3 weeks, maybe since this raid tier, and that is should demon hunters get a buff? And I know why I know where they're coming from. So this is from a raid perspective. Some of you guys might be thinking in PvP or in like Mythic Plus. It's like, well, they're performing pretty well. Even in raids, I think they're performing well. I don't think they're just dramatically sucky. But that said, I think this raid in general just was not really fitted for a melee class. So if we look at the raid encounter, like Champions of the Light, for example, this is not a good fight for Demon Hunter or for melee in general. Like the classes that you see excel on a lot of these fights are like everything warlock. Warlocks are just killing it. Like destruction, affliction, both of those are doing really good. There's certain fights for demo, but they're just, I don't want to say they need tuned down or anything, but they are pretty crazy right now. So when you're trying to compare yourself to these classes that are just dominating, you can't. So do demon hunters need a buff? I don't think so. I just think the raid wasn't designed for melees in general. Like the first boss right here, I think Affliction is king on this one. I think Shadow Priest is king on this one. There's no fight that there's two fights. I was wrong with that. There's actually two fights that demon hunters do well, and that's these guys right here, the mage monk. We do well because most of the time, like, they're stacked up a little bit. So demon hunters do well with that. And this guy right here, we actually do pretty well because we're always on something. I think this is one of our stronger fights. Other than that, like Conclave, no way. That's just such a bad fight. King Rosticon, you'd think would be an okay fight. We're kind of middle of the pack there. This one we suck at. Stormwall, we're okay there. Jaina, middle of the pack again. So a lot of these encounters, demon hunters are just, here's the reason we have a raid spot, and we should be grateful for this. We get the 5% magical buff. That's why we're in the raid. That's why we have our spot. Other than that, it's just a really ranged heavy raid right now. So let's get into like some details, I guess. I would say if we were talking about Demon Hunter in general, because they weren't talking about just Havoc, I think Vengeance does need a buff. Vengeance is kind of bad right now. They're not very good in Mythic Plus at all, and for tanking, for like raids and stuff, they're alright, but they're not in a very good place, I don't think. So Vengeance could definitely get something, I feel. Havoc overall, I think is, like, I have fun playing it right now. I think the spec is fun. I think Mythic Pluses are a lot of fun. PvP, I'm even enjoying. I can't talk a lot about PvP because I'm not an in-depth PvPer, right? But Mythic Plus, I've been having a lot of fun. Raiding is frustrating at sometimes because you think you're pumping out numbers and you're like just watching everybody climb over. You're like, what's going on? But other than that, you know, I don't think Demon Hunter needs so much of a buff like for Havoc wise, rather than some of these classes are just super cleave heavy. You know, I think that's what it gets down to. There's a lot of these bosses with multiple people. You know, Is it High Tinker the only one that's like single target, really? Like, I guess like Stormwall, but they do have ads also. Jaina has ads in the beginning of the fight. Champions obviously have the ads. You're not supposed to be on the ads, but usually people just burn her down anyway. We have the mech that we have to switch to on that. So like Destruction is just killing that. Plus the dots from Shadow Priest. Shadow Priests are like the king on this fight. We have multi obviously guys here. This guy not so much. Well, I lied. There is that ad phase where there's like a bunch of ads, but that's why Demon Hunters do so well on that fight, just because Fel Barrage is crazy. Fel Barrage I-Beam on those are insane. Conclave, you have multiple, so you see people dotting those up, you know, anyway, for whether it's generation to help them out or whatever it is, or padding the numbers. You see people do that. Ads on the beginning of the fight, you know, you see all these, you know. So yeah, you know, it's just, I just don't think Melee in general is doing very well. So, not that we're in a bad spot. I think we'll see what happens in the next raid. Hopefully, things will pan out and give some Melee some love. It's just, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, do what you need to do, and I will talk to you guys soon.